another video. Before I get started, let's cue my guy, Indigo Saint. Un momento, por favor. Let's get it. Let's get it. Indigo Saint in the building. Black View Investing. Let's go.
Who's this producer? Best believe I was black or invested. With your money, you ain't gotta be guessing. Profits is what we manifested. So we binge on our black or invested. Best believe I was black or invested. Got course in this race, we ain't resting. We got stocks, we got crypto with a blessing. So thank God for that black or invested. Best believe I was black or invested.
What's up, guys? What's up, crypto warriors? What is up, Black Roo crew? Today, we're going to be looking at what do grayscale holdings reveal. It kind of dovetails into this topic of Dr. Craig Wright's case. It's a key to SHA256 coin boon. Shout out to my guy Maximus Crypto. He kind of let me in on this. And I think it's something we should kind of look at today. Let me go ahead and share the screen here. What is up, Frederick Bartholomew? Okay, let's go. All right, so also, if there are any questions you guys have, be sure to put them in the chat. We'll get to them at the end. And look here at grayscale holdings to begin the topics today. So grayscale holdings, here we are. This is grayscale's website. Anyone can go to it, kind of public knowledge here. But if you guys want, I can drop this in our Telegram. The Telegram is completely free. Why take on the crypto world alone when you can come over here and do it with friends? Good old Telegram chat here. Shout out to our moderator E. He posts a lot of great news here, and I come in, pin things, and say some questions. For instance, I pinned this out WadsPay. Shout out to the patrons. If you want to take a step up, I have a Patreon. Less than a cup of coffee, you get a weekly watch list. One of the things we mentioned on the watch list is WadsPay. Okay. Patrons got it first. People in the Telegram got it much later, but WadsPay. Good old WadsPay is looking very nice right now. Let me go ahead and it's busting out. Like sitting here 2.8 area, boom, busted into the 3 area. You can see here with the cough, the GAN fan, with the GAN fan, that it burst into this blue region, which it hadn't been for a while. Like it hadn't been in this blue region since August, and it is there now. So heading towards the high that we got here in April, which was around 3.6 cents. And if it busts through that high, I mean, it'll be it'll be past the high for the year. And maybe we get back to, we got to go all the way when it was as high as 38 cents. And this is kind of, if you've been watching the content here, come on over to my channel, www.darkhorsewatcher.com or YouTube at Black Roo. I declared bull run officially here. You can go over to the video and see really why I declared that the bull run is officially here. But the long and short of it is we broke the highs for the year. And in a year before the halving, you break the highs for the year. That's never happened before. Like last year, it took like in 2019 the 2019 high. They didn't break the 2019 high to sometime like middle to fall of 2020. Okay, that's how long it took to break the 2019 high. We've broken the 2023 high right now. So to me, I'm saying, hey, bull run has officially started. Okay, guys, it's officially started. Look at a lot of charts. They're kind of looking like when a bull run starts, they're breaking like or close to breaking or getting near close to breaking highs for the year. So bull runs have started. Just wanted to review those facts right there before we went on. What is up, HBCU maker? Okay. E says the show has started on his end. Are you guys? Is everything good on your end, guys? Can you guys see it? Um, what's going on, Kenneth Carter? What is up, Italia? Great. Has the show started for everyone? Please let me know. What's up, HBCU maker? Thoughts on Flair? Looks like a sleeper. I agree with you, but we'll get into that more later on as the show goes on. I do agree that Flair is definitely a sleeper, and we can talk about that a little bit later on. But yeah, let's get back here to the grayscale. So, grayscale products, and like I said, okay, about I'm having ADHD moments, y'all. Y'all got to bear with me. I brought up the Telegram to just let you guys know I'm going to drop this grayscale product link in here. You can go, see it yourself. But since the Telegram's free, why not just drop it in there so you guys can have it? So, some crypto products with grayscale that they hold in grayscale trusts, and the reason they hold them in trusts is because there was no ETF for crypto products, so they kind of found a way around that, being trusts on the penny market, the over-the-counter market. So some of the trusts they have are GBAT, which is Basic Attention Token, Grace Bitcoin Cash Trust, more on that later. But what everyone does know about usually is GBTC, which is Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. We all know that. A lot of people like multiple times mention the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. It's come up in things, so many things. So, including like the DCG stuff that was going on, and just so many things. But on to the other trusts. Grayscale Chainlink Trust, Grayscale Decentraland Trust, Grayscale Decentralized Finance Trust, which we can. Okay, hopefully it'll create another link. No, it's not going to, but we'll go into Decentralized Finance Trust, and we'll see which top DeFi things they're holding. To click it and have it give us another link. But so holdings in there for them are mainly Uniswap to tune of 37%, Lido to a tune of 20%, Maker to a tune of 16%, Aave, Synthetics, and Curve. Okay, so those are the holdings there. And let's go out here. Okay, so gonna keep going here. Surprise. Okay, I guess it's just not gonna do what I wanted to do here. Grayscale Digital Large Cap Fund, which we'll go into in a second. Grayscale Ethereum Classic Trust, Grayscale Ethereum Trust, Grayscale Filecoin Trust, Grayscale Horizon Trust, Grayscale Litecoin Trust, Grayscale Live Peer Trust, and then private placement for Grayscale Smart Contract Platform X Ethereum Fund, Grayscale Solana Trust, Grayscale Stutter Lunans Trust, and Grayscale Zcash Trust. Okay. And I believe that's the last one. So let's go ahead and look into their large cap fund right quick. So we're in the large cap fund. We'll see in the large cap fund, their holdings are Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, ADA, and Matic. And this is kind of giving you, if you don't want to own the separate funds, because they have a Solana fund, they have a Bitcoin fund, they have Ethereum fund. This kind of gives you like a, more like ETF feel to it, so that you're, spread out over a couple cryptos instead of, just one. But one of the things right out off the bat that I'm thinking about this is it's a lot of ISO cryptos. It's a lot of it's a lot of things. It's a lot of SHA256 token cryptos and things like they're just major staples. Chainlink here, of course. Chainlink is like the main oracle used for cryptocurrencies. But one of the main parts I want to focus on today is the SHA256 focus, which is the Bitcoin Cash, of course, Bitcoin, and we got Zcash here. Okay, and this is going to dovetail into Craig Wright case. Shout out to Maximus Crypto. He was talking about this and bringing this up. Let me see who's in the house before I keep going. Okay, everything started. Okay, cool. Okay, good. So Craig Wright case. So basically, if you guys don't know, Craig Wright, this Dr. Craig Wright, has claimed that he is Satoshi. Okay. Now, what he did was he basically sued Square and said, you guys are posting this Bitcoin white paper and you don't have any right to post it. And what they said was basically, okay, prove that you're Satoshi then. And that's what they're having arguments about. Okay. So here it is. So here it is basically. He sent out cease and desist orders on them for posting the Bitcoin white paper. And here it is. The cryptocurrency open patent office, COPA, is filing a lawsuit against Wright in UK over his copyright claims to the Bitcoin white paper. Okay. The alliance was formed in September 2020 by Square to pool patents and preserve the industry's open source spirit. Going down here. Wright's representatives sent Square a cease and desist notice January 21st, 2021. Interesting date, right? The 21st, 2021. That's like, it's crazy how some of these dates have like a esoteric kind of hint to them. It just makes you, it really makes you think like these people know about and understand the occult. Okay. January 21st, 2021. That's I could get into that, but that'll be a different subject. But anyways, demanding that Square stop hosting the white paper on its site. Okay. At the time, Copa sent back a legal response on behalf of Square, which boiled down to this: prove that you're Satoshi Nakamoto, the creator of the white paper first. So they now have a case that's supposed to start in London somewhere, because those are where those are where courts are, right? Even our courts kind of, if you really get down into the nitty gritty of our courts, there's a certain link back to London. We won't get into that. That's another subject again. But anyways, this case is due to start on January 15th, 2024. And shout out to Cryptwork, because we were talking about the numbers in the Telegram, right? It always seems with these elite guys that there's some reference to the number 6. There's some link back to the number 6. So I find it very interesting that on January 15th, this is when the case is due to start. But anyways, so there's some people that do believe is actually Satoshi. But one of the things that we need to keep in mind is he has this coin that he basically leads, and it's called Bitcoin SV, Satoshi version. Okay. And one of the things, shout out again to Maximus Crypto. Check out my guy Max. I won't go to the channel. Some reason every time I go to the channel or whatever on here, it like pauses the computer or whatever. I'm you guys know my guy Max. Look up Maximus Crypto. Do that. All right. So I would like you to do that. Not trying to command y'all, but I would like you guys to do that. I love Max. Love the things that he does. I respect him. Definitely respect that guy. So definitely go check out his content. Okay, so BSV. Okay, Bitcoin BSV. It's kind of hard to get here in America. I was really surprised that when I was looking Bitcoin BSV up, I couldn't get it on Coinbase. I couldn't get it on Uphold. I was really shocked about that. When you can see here 11 pages of stuff where you can get Bitcoin SV, but here in America, there's only certain little exchanges that you can get it on. And that reminded me a lot of last bull run. You could not get Dogecoin. You couldn't get VeChain, but certain places, and those coins had a killer bull run last year. So again, Bitcoin BSV, you can't really get it certain places. So that signal to me, maybe it might have a bull run in it. If a big bull run it, if this case goes the way that Craig Wright wants the case to go, I don't know. That's just something we have to kind of really look at. And here it is. The COPA trial will proceed on January 15th, 2024. Okay. So it's supposed to be 2 months long. And then it'll decide what goes on in the case. It could be something weird, like look at what happened in the Ripple case. They said it's basically a security and it's not at the same time, right? Like, that's so weird that they would say, okay, it's not a security secondary sales, but when you pre-sold it, it was. So maybe you're gonna have to pay us a little fine. But what people kind of got out of that Ripple case was that it's not a security. Okay, so these judges and the perception can just be made up. Like it could just be made up. So would it be weird that this court says like, okay, yeah, we find that maybe you're Satoshi. Yes, you're Satoshi, but give them, they can post the white paper open source because we just now found your Satoshi like that. But bottom line of this is, if any good news comes out of this case for Craig Wright, BSV could skyrocket. Like, where could we see it as this? One thought for me is maybe where Ethereum is or was when it was like $49. It shot up to like 1,000. Well, let's go ahead and just come on over here. And here we are with top SHA 256 coins. I guess we'll get back to that in just a second. But let's look at Ethereum here. Now, keep in mind, with Ethereum, this shoot up, its supply was a lot bigger than Bitcoin SV, right? But maybe this is just something for us to give a groundwork for. So just keep in mind, with the lower supply, Bitcoin SV could take off more than this, okay? So just keep that in mind. So what I'm talking about is right around here. So 2017. So could we see Bitcoin SV do something where it's like, boom, it's like $1,155 just in like a year, or like almost instantly? It's crazy to think about that, right? Or could we see something where it's like, okay, if you're Satoshi and this, people say that Bitcoin BSV is better because it has larger block sizes or whatever, could it be like worth a third of Bitcoin? And just like that, can you imagine it just being worth $10,000? I don't know, but just that ability, just that possible surge is enough for me to say, hey, I need some of this in my portfolio. Like, imagine having 10 of these and it goes to 1,000. You got $10,000 for like what? Buying 10 of these, that's what, $500. Imagine it goes to 10K. You got 100K in your hands. I'm not saying that it could, but that's just something to think about. It's something to think about. We already see in one of the last bull runs, it went to like 450. So at the very least, we think that we have a 10x in our hands, but hell, maybe we have something a lot more, especially if it's determined that, hey, he's Satoshi. And believe me, like, I kind of think Hal Finney was Satoshi. But it's quite possible all of these people were working together. Like, who knows? But it doesn't matter what I believe. It really only matters what Craig Wright can prove, okay? And if he can prove that, we could see this do something crazy, bro. And I also have to believe that there's a reason why it's not easy for us to access in America. It's crazy that Dogecoin and VeChain weren't easy for us to access in America, and then all of a sudden, when they blew up, it was easy for us to access them in America. They all of a sudden listed them on base and Uphold and things like that. So, saying it might be worth it for you to go out there and find an exchange that you can get BSV, and I don't know. Let me see. What do you guys think about that? What's up, what's up, Richard Judge? I am Rich. What's up, GT Nuts? What's up, Natish? So yeah, guys. Pastry shit wise open. Rue is Satoshi. Rue definitely ain't me, bro. I wish. Boy, if it was me, oh boy. um, woo. um, but yeah, so quite interesting to think about here. So one of the things I want to come down and look at, let's do this, is okay. So there's a couple things that they said about BSV here. Okay, so here's what's really interesting. Okay, so apparently one of the biggest differences between BTC and BSV are block sizes. Okay, and that BSV can literally have like almost an infinite block size. Okay, now I'm technical in the fact that I do Qt or Qt and C++ programming, but understanding the intricacies of Bitcoin and how the cryptography works, that is not something that I profess an expert level understanding about. Okay, but yet and still, let's try to understand this a bit. Okay, um, so what they're saying is with what they're saying here is with Bitcoin SVs block size not being small, they can do some way better things than BTC. Now I'm just going to read this and you guys decide here what you're going to take from this. A small world professional. Okay, so we're talking about BSV here. A small world network of professional nodes with their economic interests tied to maximize transaction processing and optimize to provide not to something competitively scrutinized and checked by each other, working under instant monitoring by millions of merchants who in turn are that didn't really tell us anything, but who in turn are monitored by billions of users at any given second. Now here's the thing I want to read. Having already reached on-chain transaction capacity of 9,000 transactions per second. That's pretty huge. And as a result, and it says update 50K to 100K TPS as of June 21st, or as of June 2021. Let's go ahead and let's kill our Telegram here. So 100,000 TPS and theoretically unlimited TPS, all transactions on chain by me, which I mean the Bitcoin blockchain and not any other cheaply built chains pretending to be a blockchain. So to me, that's hugely interesting. A lot of people, I know you guys have kind of heard it on here. A lot of people say Bitcoin is limited in its transactions per second, which you can see here, perpetually limited to a 5 to 7 on-chain transaction speed. And a lot of people say that the Lightning Network generally is a failure. Some people say that, okay? I'm not pretending that I know enough to say, yes, okay, it's a failure, but I can look at this and see, okay, if you can have 50K transactions per second or 100K transactions per second, and the other thing has 5 to 7 transactions per second, maybe this might be better. But then again, of course, I think what Bitcoin has become is digital gold and to try to use it as a payment system, you know what I mean? Like, I don't think that's the point of it anymore. I think really the point is holding it as a store of value now, and not trying to have it be kind of this payment system. Like that's, but I think at this point it's just digital gold. Okay. Um, but it's interesting to think about, okay, if Bitcoin as Satoshi version can do all of this stuff, possibly be used as a payment system, right? And could be created by someone who can say that they're the true Satoshi. It just again gives me a lot of reasons to say, all right, I need to own some of this just in case. Just in case. Um, I don't know. So what do you guys think about that? Robinhood not allowed on BSV. Okay. What the F? My brain is about to explode from what you just dropped regarding SV. Is this a new relation or something that you have felt from the very beginning? Well, this is something my guy Max just kind of brought to my attention. So I'm bringing it to you guys' attention. Craig Wright, I'd never really heard of him being Satoshi like this before, but apparently it came into being, like I said, around the 2021 area when the whole Copa versus Craig Wright thing came up. I think, excuse me, a lot of people had kind of known about Hal Finney, but yeah, yeah, but this guy is now claiming to be Satoshi, and he has this legal case. Yeah, bro, it's new to me, but I'm bringing it to you guys. I don't know how long this has been a thing, but I would say at least till 2021 on, at least. Yeah, exactly, exactly. If you want to buy, one of the places I've seen it, you can buy it. Sometimes MEXC works for me. You can buy it on there and on Bitmart. And then some of these other places, you can possibly use a VPN, but you didn't hear that from me. God knows I would never use a VPN for some of this stuff. You know what I mean? Like, who, but yeah. But you got, yeah, Bitmart and MEXC. Okay. So, okay, no financial. Okay, okay, gotcha. So I just answered my guy Scott's question. Shout out to the Riviera Group, longtime supporter of the channel. Appreciate you so much, bro. Appreciate you, Scott. Um, Prince Price Hobbs or by Price Cobbs, excuse me. Craig Wright is not Satoshi. He might help it climb in the next bull market, possibly. Okay. Courtney in Telegram mentioned BSV over a week ago. PSV looks like a pain to buy. Yep. Shout out to Courtney Johnson. Yeah, and there's been some people who've been talking about this. Shout out to Crypto Blood. Again, like I said, shout out to Maximus Crypto. There's been some people who've been bringing this up lately. And yeah, so definitely want to bring the news to you guys. Again, Courtney Johnson is a guy who's in our Telegram a lot. Shout out to Courtney. And I know he also watches our guy Crypto Blood. Crypto Blood is a Detroit guy like myself, and and he is also a You guys know Crypto Blood from Gentlemen of Crypto. Again, we're on the Gentlemen of Crypto channel right now. Shout out to King and Zay. Yeah, but I'm getting tongue tied here. But the bottom line to this is it really doesn't matter if he's Satoshi or not. Can he prove it in court? That's the thing that matters the most. I might not necessarily think that he's Satoshi, but if he can prove it in court and we can possibly make money off of Bitcoin BSV, that's the most important point that I'm just trying to prove here or point out here. So so just take that away from it. If he can prove this in court somehow, that will be a great boon. Hell, as far as I'm concerned, he could never have been Satoshi. And this is something that he was placed there to say he was Satoshi. Go and win a fictitious court case and drive an asset that was worth zero up to something that's worth something great now. You know, who knows? But it's something we can't ignore as investors, right? That's the big thing about it, right? We can't ignore this as investors. If he can go out there and prove in court that he's Satoshi, this asset is going to skyrocket. Okay. And you have to say for yourself, is it worth it for you to put $500 or however much money you want to put into it? Is it worth it for you to just be like, okay, if this possibly goes his way and I own 2 SVG for $100, and can possibly have it go to 1,000 or 10,000 or who the hell knows, right? Is it worth it for me, right? I think at this point, even if he were to prove that he was Satoshi, and even if Bitcoin SV can prove itself to be better than Bitcoin, there are way too many things wrapped up into Bitcoin right now for it to just be ignored or abandoned. Okay. It's going to continue to be a store of value. BlackRock, again, having a Bitcoin ETF. Countries like Bhutan mining Bitcoin, right? Countries like the US, China, the Ukraine, El Salvador, all holding Bitcoin. Bitcoin again will not just lose its store of value at this point. It's way, 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 way too much wrapped up into it. However, if my man can win it's not my man, but you know what I mean. If dude can win this case, this seems like it could be a very valuable asset for us. Okay. And that's the long and short of it, really, to understand. Craig Wright is not Satoshi at all, but I believe BSV transactions are. What's up, Android Doctor? Calvin's Digibyte is also forked from BTC and works much better. How was Satoshi and the NSA released BTC protocol, just in my opinion. Got you. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, when you really look at it, all of these people could have been connected to it. And if you think that it is an NSA kind of action, who but the NSA can grab somebody from Australia? And how I think he was actually in Arizona, right? Somebody from Australia, somebody from Arizona, and the other guy, I know there's another guy that Crypto Blood thinks is Satoshi, who's like this like hacker dude. Like, only the NSA could grab such a collection of smart mofos, get them together, and have them create something like this, right? But yeah, I personally believe that Hal was Satoshi, but in the end, I don't think it really matters. I think what matters the most is what can be proven in court. Okay. And who stands to benefit the most from something like this kicking off like that. And I want to be part of the benefits if something like that happens. For me, it's worth taking a certain amount of money risk. You have to decide for yourself. Are you going to buy 10 of these and take a $500 money risk? Like, what could be the floor? Like, okay, if he's proven wrong, maybe it goes back down to $30. Who knows? But again, we're heading up into a crypto bull run, which I believe has already started. I think the risk versus the reward for me is worth it. You guys have to make that decision. I'm just kind of telling you guys what I'm doing and presenting to you guys. It's still in the end, it's up to you guys. But it's way too much. It's way too juicy for us to not to ignore. Okay, way too juicy for us to ignore. What's up, Rashu? So many judges don't believe all his forged evidence. Okay, and that may be true. That may be true. Maybe he forged stuff. I have no idea. But if he can prove something, or hey, it's worth taking a shot. He's not going to prove it. He could easily move Ocoins. He's a con man and playing on a myth. He latched on to Bitcoin's Satoshi vision. Okay, gotcha. Has anyone looked at VFinance? Craig Wright owns a BTC address that was a part of Mt. Gox's hack. Was what that was all about. Facts. Can't ignore. What's up, Courtney Johnson? We were just talking about you, bro, and saying that you brought this to the Telegram a week ago. So yeah, guys. And all of this might be true. Like, it may be that he, got this hacked address. It may be all of that. He may be faking the funk totally, but it's all about what you can improve in court. And if he proves something in court that has it skyrocket, hell, I mean, just walk with me here. Just walk with me. Let's just walk for a second. Now, if I wanted to make an asset that just wasn't worth anything, right? Like, I don't know. We've seen stuff like this, chia pets, so many things that not necessarily worth anything, but the news, which we know is controlled by only a few people, right? Like, bottom line is, the powers that be can make an asset that's not worth anything, or create a person that's not Satoshi, and have an asset explode. They can do that. So that's just the long and short of it. So yeah, for me, it's worth a risk. It's worth a risk. I don't claim to know if the guy is a liar, or if it's been proven that he hacked this or hacked that or whatnot. But all I'm saying is, come January 15, 2024, this case goes on for 2 months, and the court finagles and dances like they did with the XRP, and gives some half answer that people perceive as Craig Wright is Satoshi. This coin could skyrocket. Okay, and we've seen things like this happen before, right? We've seen, like, and by things like this happen before, I mean like the XRP case, just random things can happen, and a coin that was just nothing just blows up. Like there was some coin where they were talking about robotics or AI. I can't remember the coin off the top of my head, but it went from like something to nothing, like very, very quickly. I don't even know if the project's still around. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but it was something like AI or robotics or something like that. And it was like a worthless nothing. And then like news just sprung up and all of a sudden, boom, like just like I can give you a stock that's like the same way, Hyliion. And back in the day, you can check on my channel. I was talking about Hyliion stock. And Hyliion stock was like worth more than like General Motors at one point in time. They had sprung up the news so much, but at the end of the day, it's unproven technology that, eventually might end up being something. But now, like Hyliion stock is like worth 60 something cents, right? Where they like pushed it up to like $200 a stock. And it was like a SPAC. It wasn't even a quote unquote regulated stock. So it's like, yeah. So speculation and hype sometimes, that's all you need. And yeah, if something like that happens, I'm gonna take advantage of it and take some profits off of this, for me personally. But yeah, and on that note, coming back to grayscale, there seems to be a reason to me that they're accumulating these Zcash, these Bitcoin Cash type things. Maybe there's something that happens with these forks and derivatives of Bitcoin. Um, there just seems to be something that may happen with these guys. There's a reason why Grayscale has a trust of Bitcoin Cash and a trust of Zcash. Maybe these things turn into something where people say, okay, yeah, we got this Bitcoin, but then these networks scale it to a point that we can do something and use it like cash. Who knows? Like it seems to me that there's a reason why these guys are accumulating these things. So could we one day see if this case goes well? Could we see Grayscale accumulating or having a Bitcoin Satoshi version trust? That's something we could be looking out for. That's something that could happen. Like, because as much as we know about Solana, right, and what happened with Sam Bankman-Fried, right, yet and still, there's a Grayscale Solana trust. Yet and still, Solana's talking to Visa, possibly to be used by Visa, right? So it's like there's it's not what you know, is who you know. And even though we know a lot of truths about Solana, at the end of the day, the people behind Solana and the things pushing Solana went out, right? So case in point, right? Right? He's not going to prove it. He could easily move. Okay, I think we went over that one. Yep. Or could it just be because the forks correlate with BTC? Yeah, and that's kind of what I was getting at there, perspective. Like maybe there will be some time where these networks kind of merge, or like there's already a fact that I think you can use Litecoin and you can use BTC, Bitcoin Cash, on the Lightning Network. So maybe at some point, this Bitcoin Satoshi version just becomes something where you can use Bitcoin on that, or Bitcoin gets expanded to something like that. I don't know. I don't know enough about the technicals to tell you if that's true or not, but maybe that's something that could happen. Okay. And to me, the added thing, if you know something about the occult and these kind of numbers, these numbers are kind of, and these dates are purposeful. When you see these things in articles, like they're like signals and flags to me. Like, okay, they chose to make this on January 15th, 2021, and he filed the suit on, or like, yeah, he filed the suit on January 21 of 21. Like, it's not a coincidence that they're using these dates. Um, and 21 is a very important number. It's not just, there's a reason why 21 Savage goes by 21, right? 21, 21. That number, right? And 221s are 42, and 42 is another one of those numbers. Let me go pop up the gematria calculator. You guys know I kind of dabble with this a lot. There's some guys out here that are way better at this than I am, like Waters Above. Shout out to Waters Above. He does really great content. And even now, I think Crypto Blood had Waters Above on or something like that. But I dabble in this and I notice patterns myself, right? But shout out to Waters Above being one of the first people to kind of put me on to this. So I just want to give him that type of credit. There's something I just wanted to look at with this. Let me log in right quick. I could have sworn the number 21. I believe that's 21. That's it has to do with Saturn, right? It has to do with the Saturn. And that is the 21 million Bitcoin, right? That's that. There's a reason why they chose that number. It comes back to the god Saturn, right? Saturn, Chronos, time. And again, we've been over how time relates to money. Check out my show, the Crypto and Conspiracy Show, where I say money is sacrifice. That it all kind of goes into that. But again, if we look up Saturn, we get the number 21. It's there. It goes into so much esoteric stuff, guys, that it's just crazy. But yeah, there's a reason why that whole case was brought up on 2121. So, anyways, that's just another added spice onto this whole thing, right? People who created this smart contracts on Bitcoin said it works best on BSV. Okay. Thanks, Courtney Johnson. As we have 21 members in the chat right now. Gotta love that. Those were right on cue. And where was that article here? Yeah, okay, yeah. Rights representative sent Square a cease and desist notice dated January 21, 2021. That's just, you can't write this better than that, right? And again, as we were just looking at in gematria calculator with Saturn, not only is the reduction 21 right here, reverse reduction is 42, which is 21 plus 21. So there we go, right? And 42 is a number that comes up a lot in with black people and black stuff, but that's a whole other conversation too. Jackie Robinson, 42. Kobe Bryant, 24, which is inverted 42, right? But that's another conversation. According to Coin Market Cap, the market cap is at nice Italia grape. Gotta love that. Gotta love that. And it's pretty funny too when you say that number, right? Drake refers to himself as the sixth god. And shout out to my guy, Call Me Kinfolk. Check out some of his videos. Let me see if I can bring him up. Hopefully it doesn't freeze up my computer. Or at least I can just Google his name and you can see that he has a YouTube. Check out his YouTube, and he talks about stuff like this, and he uses gematria, but he uses it on like popular subjects. So check out Call Me Kinfolk. He had this one where he was talking about Drake, and he found all of these 3/6s. It's crazy. But check out Call Me Kinfolk on YouTube. Very interesting channel. And he had Waters Above on his channel too. So it's pretty interesting. It was like crypto meets popular subject gematria all in one. So check that brother out. I think he may be from Detroit or spent some time in Detroit, but he references Detroit stuff a lot. Yeah, crazy. 36s, that's another one. That's another number. And straight up, y'all, for forever, I did not know, like, because of the way they spelled it, 3-6 Mafia. I'm like, oh, 3-6 Mafia never occurred to me. Just 666 Mafia never occurred. But that was before I was, I guess red pilled, if you will. Never occurred to me. 3-6 Mafia, bro. But yeah, guys, with this Craig Wright thing, it's brought to my attention to pay a little bit more attention to some of these Bitcoin forks, particularly Bitcoin BSV, Bitcoin Cash, which Grayscale has trust of, and Zcash, which Grayscale has a trust over. And I'm going to put a few of these into my portfolios. The Zcashes of the world, and the Bitcoin Cashes of the world, and the Bitcoin Satoshi versions of the world. And, a lot of people will tell you Bitcoin Cash is like crap because it's not true privacy. But when you truly look at it, like, these people aren't holding Bitcoin Cash Trust for no reason, right? They're holding it because they believe that it's going to, in the future, Bitcoin Cash is going to be something. Solana's going to be something. Stellar's going to be something. So, yeah, I'm feeling like I need to put them in my portfolio too, y'all. So, price gobs woke. So, yeah, guys, let me know what you guys think about that. If you're feeling gully, come on over and join the Telegram, completely free. Thank you guys for a great show today. I appreciate all the comments. I'm going to go get out of here. I'll see you guys later. Have a good one, guys. Peace.